Hello to those of you who missed class today. Don't worry about it. We just did some get to know you stuff and talked about the schedule. So I'm just going to walk you through that real quick and then show you what our very small assignment is. Each day we'll have a little page up here that says what we're doing and a little plan for what's going on today, what you need to be prepared. I just mentioned to students that this is social studies class, and while mostly we'll be learning about geography and ancient history, we also cover things like English, technology, research, general information during advisory time. I did mention that if you watch the open house video, you will know that I said we'd do about 15 to 20-minute lesson. Then we'd have work time where I'd stay on Zoom for questions, and then 10 minutes of advisory time at the end. I did modify that because I realized that students were kind of working at different paces and things like that. So the way I'm going to set it up, at least for now, is that we'll start with advisory time at the beginning, and then we'll do our lesson, and then I'll just leave the Zoom open. You can leave the Zoom and go do work, and then come back if you need to ask me questions, and I'll just be there the whole time. All right. The next thing that we did is the students kind of got to know me through this letter. It's kind of a silly one. I call it my lazy letter, and you guys get to write back to me later next week. But for now, I'll just tell you that I call it the lazy letter because it's missing pieces, and kids in class got to guess what the missing pieces were using the polling feature. But for now, I'll just fill in the answers as I go, and that way you'll know everything about me, whether you want to or not, that the other students already know. So it says, "Dear students, as the year begins, students tend to ask me many questions about my life. I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you a little about myself. If there are questions that you still have at the end of the letter, please let me know. My full name is Sarah Angela Howe." Why do you need to know that? This is just me interjecting here. It's because there used to be another Sarah Howe in the district, and because of that, my middle initial is on everything that you need to contact me. Like my email is SA Howe. So you may not need to know that my middle name is Angela, but you do need to know my middle initial to get in touch with me. I'm going to move this up here. All right. I grew up here in Olympia, and I attended Jefferson Middle School. This is usually the part where I tell the story about how I got lost and make you feel better about getting lost at school. But I guess fortunately, that's one good thing about not being here. You don't have to worry about being lost in the middle school. For college, I went to Central Washington University, and I majored in education and history. I also have a master's degree in technology, though you may not be able to guess it by the way some of our Zoom calls might go, but know that I'm doing my best here. All right. Forward here. This is not, oh, there it goes. While at college, I met my husband, who's named Jeff. After we graduated, we got married. We have two kids, two boys, Ashton and Ethan. Ethan is actually a sixth grader, like you guys here at Jefferson. And Ashton's a junior in high school. I have two dogs and two geckos, and we enjoy being out on the water. Along with my husband and sons, most of my family lives here in Olympia. My parents and step parents live in the area, as do my two sisters. This one I always just put in because nobody can ever guess that my sisters are 36 and 14. I actually have an adopted 14-year-old sister who is younger than my 16-year-old son. So she has a nephew who is older than she is. I am currently 39 years old, and this will be my 19th year of teaching. Then here's the big question. This is what everybody really wants to know. Not so much about me, but so much about work. So usually students' first questions are about how much homework I give. And for this year, this is going to be a little bit different because everything is homework. I could say that if you use your school hours well, you shouldn't have a lot of extra social studies work outside of the scheduled school days. So for most assignments, you're going to have time to work in class, and you're going to have time also during the office hours, sorry. And you can contact us for help and things like that. And if you're using the time that you have and on Wednesdays as well, you shouldn't have a lot of extra work. I hope to give you the time in class that you need. I hope the majority of your questions have been answered, but feel free to ask me questions. You're going to have the chance to write me back later on. And I'm looking forward to a great year. So that was the first part. That was the get to know me part. And I just zoomed through that for you. The second part of our period today was more about getting to know you. And the way that we're doing that is through a couple of assignments over here in Schoology. So I'm going to click on first period, but you may be one of the other classes, and this is going to look the same no matter which class you're in. All right. So here, past our two Zoom links and whatever else is going on, you will notice that there are two assignments that pop up. They're both in Flipgrid. And Flipgrid is a place for you to make a video because I would like to meet you guys and see your faces and hear how to pronounce your names and those kinds of things. So here's what you do. You're going to click on the Flipgrid assignment. So this is the first one, introduce yourself. And the nice thing about this is that it opens up right here in the page. So if you click on Flipgrid right here, it will open right in Schoology. You don't even have to worry about going to the assignment. The one thing that it will ask you to do when you get in there is it'll ask you to log in to Flipgrid. Mine goes automatically since I'm already logged in. But if it asks you to log in, just log in using Google, which is your regular school credentials. You're at students.osd.wednet.edu. Once you're logged in, there's instructions for you here. It says to put in your first, or to tell me in your quick video, first and last name, where you attended elementary school. If it was more than one, you can tell me the last one. You can tell me all of them. I don't care. One thing you are excited about for middle school and one thing you are nervous about. There is a video with more instructions and example right here, and then you push record. All right, after you go through this video and submit, and again, you push here to record it, then you will go back into Schoology. So I'm going to go back. I'm just going to start from the beginning here and go to courses. The second one that you're going to do is two truths and a lie. That first one is just for me. I won't show it to anybody in the class. The second one, you have the option of showing it to the class if you want them to guess what your lie is out of your two truths and a lie. So for those who have never done a two truths and a lie before, that is going to, I'm just letting this load here. There we go. That is going to be where you introduce yourself, provide three facts about yourself or three pieces of information about yourself. Two should be true and one should be untrue, and it should be hard to guess. So I have an example down below, and I'll explain that to you in just a second here. I'm not sure if my video sound will work on this recording, so I'll just tell you about it. But you can watch that when you have a chance. The other thing to think about is some people don't want it shared with the class. They don't want other people to guess. They just want me to guess what it is. And if that's the case, somewhere in your video, please say, please do not share, or for your eyes only, something to indicate to me that you don't want the rest of the class to be able to see your video. And then just I will look at it and I will guess. So for this one, I'll actually go back over here and show you my example. So here's my example. I have never seen a Star Wars movie. I once had a pet albino rat named Mouse, and I won a holiday coloring contest, and the prize was a stocking taller than me filled with toys. So then I had the class guess which one was the lie, and most people guessed that my lie was that I have never seen a Star Wars movie, and they were wrong. My lie is actually that I once had a pet albino rat named Mouse because I can't stand rodents. I have never had that. I never had a rodent, and I never will have a rodent, and I won't let my children have rodents. So no rodents for me. So notice three facts. One of them is not an actual fact. And you don't have to tell me your answer on there because I'm going to go back and I'm going to guess what they are after watching your video. So I'm going to show you that one more time just so you know where to go. So courses, whatever your class period is. I'll push that again because it doesn't seem to be going. There we go. And then you're going to complete the two Flipgrids. If you have questions as you're doing that, feel free to email me about those. But there are examples in there, and the big trick is just push that little record button and then go ahead and record your video, quick 30 seconds or so, and then send it on. Don't record it over and over again. I don't care if you slip up a little bit. You saw me do that in this video. You don't have to be a perfectionist. I just want to see you and learn a little bit about you. So if you have questions, email me sahow@osd.wednet.edu. If I spoke too fast in the video, I know I was pretty quick. Feel free to rewind and pause and go through and do what you need to do. But let me know if you have questions, and hopefully I will see you soon.